Ever notice how your brain suddenly becomes a lawyer the moment it's time to do something important? You sit down to work and your brain goes, well, technically, before we start, we should probably reorganize the desk, watch 3 productivity videos, check the weather, and see what happened to that actor from that movie you watched 6 years ago. 20 minutes later, you've accomplished absolutely nothing. The problem usually isn't the task itself, it's starting. And that's where the 2-minute rule comes in. 1. Why starting feels so hard? Most people think they're procrastinating because they're lazy. Usually that's not true. Your brain sees a big task and immediately zooms to the finish line. You don't think, I'll write 1 sentence. You think, I have to write an entire essay. You don't think, I'll do 1 push-up. You think, I have to work out for an hour. Your brain turns a tiny action into a giant mountain. And giant mountains are easy to avoid. That's why starting feels harder than actually doing the thing. 2. The 2-minute rule. The rule is simple. Make the first step take less than 2 minutes. Want to read more? Read 1 page. Want to exercise? Put on your workout clothes. Want to clean your room? Pick up 1 item. Want to study? Open the document. That's it. The goal isn't to finish. The goal is to begin. Because something weird happens once you start. You tell yourself you'll read 1 page. Then you read 5. You tell yourself you'll do 1 push-up. Now you're doing an actual workout. You tell yourself you'll clean 1 thing. Suddenly your room looks like it belongs to a functioning adult. Starting creates momentum, and momentum is often stronger than motivation. 3. Why this works so well. Most people wait until they feel ready. But readiness is overrated. Think about it. How many times have you felt excited to do taxes? Exactly. Action usually comes first. Motivation often shows up afterward. The 2-minute rule works because it lowers the barrier so much that your brain has almost nothing to argue with. It's hard to say, I don't have time to put on my running shoes. Or, I'm not motivated enough to open my notebook. The task becomes too small to avoid. And once you're moving, staying in motion becomes easier. The next time you're putting something off, stop asking, how do I finish this? Ask, what's the first thing I can do in under 2 minutes? Because success usually doesn't start with giant leaps. It starts with ridiculously small actions repeated over and over again. So today, don't focus on completing the goal. Just start. Your future self doesn't need perfection. They just need you to take the first 2 minutes.